Hey, so I've gotten a couple of requests about removing the hop-up bucking from a KWA MP9. It's a real simple process. First, you want to take down the MP9 to the barrel, just like this, and take a small Allen key, stick it in that Allen set screw you see at the very top of the barrel, and just go ahead and unscrew that first. Right there, real small. Next step, for those of you who have a broken hop-up bucking or overswelled, you can take a pair of needle nose pliers, stick it in here and pull it out, since you have no worry about ripping the bucking. But because my bucking's working just fine, I'm going to go ahead and take a small screwdriver and stick it where the barrel and the inner barrel meet. You want to make sure you don't scrape inside the inner barrel that might ruin anything. Just take that screwdriver and just push it out. I've already done this step, so mine comes out real easily. Yours will probably require a lot of force. Whatever you do, just make sure you don't scratch that inner barrel. Next, once you got the inner barrel out, go ahead and remove this C-clamp right there holding that hop-up in. Alright, finally got that off. Just like that. Set that aside. Next step, rotate your hop-up bucking counterclockwise, your hop-up chamber, until you see this little ball bearing sitting on the top of the bucking. That's what makes your hop-up work. Take that ball bearing out and make sure you don't lose it. It's a really small piece. With that ball bearing gone, go ahead and slide the hop-up adjuster forward and off. And now all you have left is the hop-up bucking. Go ahead and remove it. And there you go, hop-up bucking removed from the inner barrel. So here's your barrel, there's your bucking. Go ahead and stick it on the end. Make sure that ball bearing, little groove right there, is facing the top of the barrel. Make sure that barrel doesn't rotate on there, or that bucking I mean. Take your housing, slide it back on the way it came. Just like that. Now take that small ball bearing you had earlier and place it on the groove where the ball bearing goes on the bucking. If you don't see that groove, just rotate the housing until you see it. Stick it on and rotate that housing counterclockwise, just like this, until that ball bearing disappears underneath it. Now here's something I forgot to mention while I was taking it apart. This small piece got stuck inside the barrel, so I had to just shake it out. It's a C-clamp with little grooves in it that make the clicking noise when you adjust your hop-up. Go ahead and stick that on there, where the small, I don't know what you call that, portion sticking out faces the front of the barrel. Just like this. Should fit easily into place. All this does is make it so you don't over adjust your hop-up, losing that ball bearing inside. Next step, put the C-clamp back on. Right there. To put the inner barrel back into the outer barrel. If you see on that small clip you had earlier, there's a small groove on it, and there's a small groove inside the inner barrel. Align it up to where those grooves fit into each other. Just like that. With a little bit of force, you kind of push the inner barrel inside of there until these sit flush with the outer barrel. Alright, now it's flush. In order for me to get it flush, I had to take a hammer to it outside of when I was filming. It should be a really tight fit inside there, and the barrel should come to sit flush with the exit of the outer barrel. I don't know if you can see that with the lighting, but it should be just like that. Next, take your small hex key that you put in earlier and screw it back in where it came from. Right in here. and tighten that in. So there you have it. That's the bucking removed and put back into the outer barrel. Not a very difficult process at all. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and put them in below and I'll try and answer them for you. Thanks.